And how would it be if, that was you, if you were able to know that you could go to sleep and find a way to fall asleep with ease, even if it wasn't always easy, but that you could feel differently and that you knew what to do in the night and you could manage your mind so that you weren't overthinking and getting stuck in thinking in the night. And then you could wake up and you could manage things through your day so that you've got consistent energy, even when your hormones are fluctuating or there are things going on. And I want to tell you about a client of mine who I worked with who, she had huge sleep disruptions caused by cancer treatment. So she'd had radiotherapy and it had really impacted her body. And so she had a period of really disrupted sleep while she was going through her treatment. But then as she'd recovered and she was no longer able to take HRT as a result of her cancer, and so her menopausal symptoms, her night sweats, and in the beginning, really needing to go to the toilet a lot due to the medication, had just basically blown her sleep out the water. And so for over a year, nearly 18 months, she had barely slept. She was just every night was just struggling. She was every evening, she couldn't even really watch TV because, she would watch TV and she would be nodding off and she was exhausted during the day. And she was so grateful to have survived the cancer, to have beaten the cancer, and to have made a full recovery. And yet she was, because of this struggling with her sleep and how tired she felt, and also because she was still, recovering from that traumatic experience of going through that treatment, it was really impacting everything. She was finding herself not wanting to meet up with friends or go out because she was feeling tired and she didn't want to be out late because she might be too tired. She was finding that she was more irritable with her family and she just didn't like the person that she was able to be because of what was going on. And then she was really anxious about her sleep. As the afternoon would wear on, she'd start to worry about how's tonight going to be. And, it became this, it became all consuming, that actually everything became about her sleep because she couldn't find a way to solve it. And we worked together over 4 sessions, and I took her through the sleep solution. What the stages, and we really looked at her sleep and what was going on, things she was doing that were inadvertently kind of keeping her in that pattern of her sleep being disrupted. So things that were just accidentally, really, thought she was doing the right things, but they weren't quite supporting her. And looking at how she managed the night wakings, how did she manage the thoughts that went on, when we looked at that vicious cycle and we broke down like what thoughts are happening and what does that mean you do and what does that feel like, and we could see how the things that she was thinking were driving this cycle of keeping that pattern in place, even though she desperately wanted to sort it out. And even just that process of knowing that you don't have to make sleep happen was huge for her. And she learned some ways to deeply relax her body, to have things that she could use in the night to help manage her mind. And she had ways of managing her mind during the day so that she didn't build up these thoughts and patterns in her mind for when she was sleeping. And she was amazed at how quickly, this considering she'd had this issue for well over a year, how quickly it just transformed. And she was sleeping better. She was being kinder to herself. We did some work, we talked, we looked at the way, not just the things she was saying, but the tone of how she was speaking to herself, that actually often we're really unaware of how uncompassionate we are to ourselves, particularly if we're someone really caring. We are loving and supportive to other people, and we don't realize how harshly we treat ourselves and how we judge ourselves for, even for not being able to sleep. It's like and that fuels this cycle because I feel like I should be doing better. And, I'm so delighted to say, that she, it did transform her sleep, and that has had a ripple to her relationships, to feeling more able to get on with life and really enjoying enjoying things now that she's, recovered from her cancer. So, even if you can't take HRT and you still have the symptoms of night sweats and needing to go to the toilet and, the aching limbs, all whatever they are, there are things that you can do. There are ways that you can take control, and knowing that is so powerful. So if, again, this is something that I really want you to take away, just really start to imagine, how would it be if sleep wasn't an issue for you?